My boss took credit for my design that won an industry award. The video evidence I had changed both our careers forever. I, 33M, had been working at this architecture firm for almost 4 years. Not the fanciest place, but respected enough in our mid-sized city. I'd climbed from junior designer to project lead through late nights and canceled weekends. Architecture was never just a job for me. It was the thing that made me feel alive. The downtown revitalization project came in last spring. The city wanted to transform an abandoned warehouse district into a community space with shops, apartments, and green areas. It was the kind of project architects dream about: blank canvas, decent budget, and a chance to actually improve people's lives. My boss assigned me as the lead designer. "This is your baby," she told me. "Don't mess it up." She was in her late 40s, sharp as hell, and had built the firm from nothing. I respected her, even when she took credit for smaller ideas of mine in client meetings. That's just how the industry worked sometimes, I told myself. For 3 months, I barely saw my wife. My desk became a nest of coffee cups and takeout containers. I experimented with a modular design that preserved the industrial character while creating these flowing indoor-outdoor spaces. The centerpiece was this cantilevered glass structure that seemed to float above the central plaza. Risky from an engineering standpoint, but I worked with our structural team until we made it viable. When I presented the final design to my boss, she was silent for a full minute. Then she just said, "This might actually work." Coming from her, that was like a standing ovation. The client presentation was scheduled for a Thursday. I prepared everything: the models, the slides, the talking points. 2 hours before, my boss called me into her office. "I need you to go check on the Riverside project. There's an issue with the foundation that needs immediate attention." I stared at her. "But the presentation. I'll handle it. This is urgent. The contractor is threatening to walk." Something felt off, but I couldn't say no. The Riverside project was our second biggest account. I spent the afternoon in mud and rain, only to discover a minor drainage issue the site manager had already solved. I called my boss after, but she didn't pick up. I tried our office manager, who told me the presentation had gone amazingly well, and they were all going for drinks to celebrate. That night, scrolling through our company's social media, I saw photos from the presentation. My boss standing proudly next to my models. The caption read, "Thrilled to share her innovative vision for the downtown revival project. Revolutionary design, thinking from our creative director." My stomach dropped. I called my coworker, who confirmed my fears. She presented it like it was all her concept. "Never mentioned your name once." I confronted her the next morning. She was breezy, dismissive. "It's a team effort. Everyone knows how firms work. Your name is in the project documentation. You sent me away on purpose." Her expression hardened. "Don't be dramatic. This is how you learn the business. I've been doing this for 20 years. I considered quitting right there, but I loved the project too much to walk away. So I swallowed my anger and kept working, developing detailed plans, meeting with contractors, refining every aspect. 6 months into construction, something unexpected happened. Our project was nominated for the Regional Design Excellence Award, the most prestigious recognition in our area. The nomination specifically cited the innovative cantilevered plaza structure. My boss was ecstatic. The award would put our firm on the national map. She scheduled press interviews, prepared a speech. Not once did she mention my role. The night before the award ceremony, I received an email from the awards committee. They wanted to verify some details about the design process. Standard procedure, apparently. I answered honestly, explaining my role as lead designer and the evolution of the key concepts. The committee member responded almost immediately, sounding confused. According to their records, my boss had claimed sole design credit. They asked if I had any documentation of my involvement. I did. I had everything: my original sketches, development models, emails with the engineering team. Even a video from an early internal review where my boss explicitly praised your concept while I walked through the design. I sent it all. The awards ceremony was held in the grand ballroom of the city's oldest hotel. I sat at our firm's table, stomach in knots. My boss was confident, rehearsing her acceptance speech under her breath. When they announced our project as the winner, the applause was thunderous. My boss stood, straightening her jacket. But then the presenter said something that froze her mid-step. "We'd like to invite the actual designer of this revolutionary project to the stage. Based on documented evidence provided to our committee, the credit for this innovative design belongs to..." And then he said my name. The silence in that room was deafening. Every head turned toward our table. My boss's face went through a series of expressions: confusion, realization, and then cold fury. I stood on shaky legs and walked to the stage. Somehow I managed to give a brief, gracious speech, thanking our team and even my boss for the opportunity to bring this vision to life. The aftermath was nuclear. In the lobby afterwards, my boss grabbed my arm, hissing that I had sabotaged her, that I would never work in architecture again. Several senior architects from other firms witnessed this meltdown. By Monday, the story had spread throughout our professional community. My boss claimed I was taking credit for collaborative work, but the video evidence I had sent the committee, which they had now shared with several industry leaders who had questioned the situation, clearly showed otherwise. 3 partners from the firm called an emergency meeting. They had reviewed all the documentation. My boss was placed on leave pending an investigation. 2 weeks later, she was asked to resign. The scandal had threatened their reputation and relationships with clients. I was promoted to creative director. The firm was restructured. We instituted clear attribution policies for all projects. The downtown project was completed 6 months later to widespread acclaim. The floating glass pavilion has become something of a city landmark. Sometimes I take my wife there on weekends, and we sit watching people enjoy the space, children running through the plaza, couples having coffee in the dappled light through the cantilevered glass. My former boss started her own small practice in another state. We've never spoken since that night. Sometimes I wonder if I should have handled things differently, confronted her more directly before it escalated, or just accepted that this is how the industry often works. But then I remember something my father, also an architect, told me when I was starting out. Your name might not go on the building, but your work speaks through time. Never let someone else claim its voice. The award sits on my desk not as a trophy, but as a reminder. The true reward isn't the recognition. It's creating spaces that change how people live and knowing the truth of what you've made. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with friends or family who might enjoy it too. Your support means a lot. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or story ideas, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next story.